Do you think Africa needs more Ibrahim Tourés or
Hell yeah. Um, I agree with you. There is a young generation advocating for change, but that young generation has always existed, right? They have always been phenomenal leaders. They have always existed. We tend to forget that. Even sometimes I have conversations with Black people, people of African origin, and they tend to forget that we always had phenomenal leaders, right?
always it's like, oh, these people, we're not really sure what they're doing with the money. It's always the thief accusing the person who's not stealing, and it all started. And the premise of that was what you just said. We've always had great leaders, and you know what's happened to the leaders. And I guess the fear that you see with leaders when they are sat amongst these people is two parts. I don't want to say if you're sat next to a devil, you'll be scared. But what I'm saying is they know the history of what these people have done. You shouldn't fear the power of someone who hasn't got power. However, some of these people have been put in power. 90% of African leaders, unfortunately, have been put in power by the West.
Yeah.
And they have been indoctrinated. They're basically pure coconuts. They've been indoctrinated to a system whereby they answer to their fathers in the West, shall I say.
Yeah.
So, do you think Africa needs more Ibrahim Traorés? Or
Hell yeah. Heaven, yeah. Of course.
because more Ibrahim Traorés means um, you saw
It
his
means
path to
game
taking
over.
over,
More Ibrahim
and
Touré means game over.
that comes from the young people,
That's all a matter of spirit, has nothing to do with education. So it's
spiritually
like,
educated.
so this, he is literally standing or upheld by the spirit of Sankara. He's walking upright when he
Mm,
walks into whatever the Kremlin or whatever in Russia, upright. The man is not,
mm,
he knows who he is. And that I feel is spiritual
yes,
constituency. I mean, people like that are rare, but they exist. And he also he sets the standard.
mm,
Now other leaders feel like, because that man is a social media phenomena on here. So all these other lame leaders, we have in the other
mm,
countries, at least their ego gets triggered, at the very least, a little bit, and they're not driven by the uncompromised spirit, but their ego gets triggered.